Alright everyone, welcome back to Venice, 1940s.
What the fuck were we doing? It was like 2 months ago.
I know, don't worry.
Clock tower, sledgehammer.
I remember that. I don't remember much else before that. I read the notes I have for like the last couple of sessions before this.
I was shot in the gut.
Yeah.
But you got better.
Yeah, I've been basically spending 2 months in Venice trying to find a doc who wouldn't ask too many questions about...
I keep telling him, if anyone asks, just say you missed.
How did you shoot yourself in the gut? Ricochet. That doesn't explain the extensive. Hey, just don't ask questions. It's fine. Don't even worry about it. Yes, so we were planning to go and investigate the clock tower.
Yes.
Which has a number of statue figurines, which is Grim Reaper, an angel, a lion with wings, a Turk, an assassin, a soldier, and a rustic lad and a rustic lady. I, long those 2 months ago after that session, remembered where I'd seen those before, which is the parade in the Dreamlands. Is those same figures were walking down the road. Then there was a point where a bell chimed, which she said was the same sort of sound as the bells in Lausanne, is the same as the one it has. And then the soldier and the lion sprouted wings and flew away. So my first guess is probably one of those. I'm inclined to think the soldier, just because the leg was used as a prosthetic by a French soldier, so it might fit better on a soldier. So that's my first guess of where to try.
Yeah, we all have hammers and chisels.
Yes, we also we did indeed devise the dumbass option of finding it, which I love, by the way.
You don't understand how beautiful that option is.
Let me guess, if you hit the wrong one, they all animate and try to kill you.
No, that's
a bit
the
too
asshole
D&D-ish.
solution.
The other ones are sacred relics that could better the world if only they hadn't been shattered.
Anyway, there have been other events going on in Venice over the past 2 days of being here. There have been some odd smells showing up as well as some odd sightings, and a few deaths. You've also had to deal with several instances of brown shirts.
Yeah, the fascists.
Yep.
Currently on the rise, in the vogue. In vogue, not the vogue.
Someone stop Donald Sutherland, he's about to headbutt a cat.
Anyway, is it during the day or nighttime that you're making your way up to where the statues are?
I think it was nighttime.
I believe we decided to do it night, on the basis that, the Plaza del Resoniane.
I think you actually got it right.
Yeah, I wrote it down phonetically. Resoniane.
I am high as a kite on medical drugs, and just going with whatever you guys think is best.
Man, guys, you know what's awesome? Morphine.
I hope they don't make this illegal in the future.
They haven't yet.
You know, what if they made something better than morphine?
Maybe some German guy should get on that.
Anyway,
You know, it would be like a savior, a female savior, a heroine.
I'm sure you can find some way to make it refreshingly non-addictive.
Anyway, the current grounds are locked, but you could try and find a caretaker if you want.
Let's try and pick the lock first
Okay.
before we go involving other people. Does anyone have locksmith higher than 10?
I have it at 10.
I don't have locksmith as a skill.
Yes, you do.
Well, I do, but then it would be...
It's at 1.
Yeah, it's at 1.
Let's see. No. I don't crit fail, but I don't make it.
Can I try?
Probably.
Sure.
That would be a 59.
Nope. I'm actually
wait,
going to have to
hold on.
direct. So.
How is this locked? Is it like a gate and it's like a chain and a padlock? Or what?
Yes.
Wire cutters.
Do you have cutters?
Let's go.
I'd rather not leave obvious signs of break-in, if possible,
Okay.
until we have to leave obvious signs of break-in. Is it possible to climb over the gate?
Yes, it would be a bit of work, but it can be done.
I have climb as a skill.
Someone keep a lookout.
Wait, I'm really sneaky and I got great climb. I could sneak in, look for like a spare key or something to come back.
Sure. I'll keep a lookout.
So climb. Impale.
Nice.
Yeah, you get up there. You get into the ground
skill.
Yeah, check. You get over the wall and you find yourself at a courtyard. with the clock tower on the other end of it, a few little buildings to the right, and the gate behind you. Seems to be a small little storage shed to your left.
Storage shed? That seems like a good place to start.
You open it up, the hinges creak loudly, and you actually find like a little key hanging on a shelf there.
Alright. I'll look around, see if the caretaker's anywhere nearby. You got like a signal? I'm looking at views, coast clear.
59 out of 88 on the spot hit. Do I see anyone coming?
You don't see anyone.
Right. Yeah. Wave you over.
Alright, I'll meander over there, hand you the key.
Oh, lucky.
Shiny.
You guys managed to get through.
I'm in. Close it behind us.
Alright, so we're making a beeline to the clock tower?
Yeah, I think so.
The door to the clock tower itself looks to be rusted and in disrepair. You also didn't see any other keys in that shed. You may have to try and force it to this one.
There's no windows or...
Sort of climbing the side of the building, which is stupid. You're considering this, aren't you? You're actually considering this.
I have good climb.
Alright, fine. Go ahead. There's not much I can do to stop you.
Not going to. It's too high up.
Besides, tell you it's a terrible idea.
Okay, so it's rusted, so opening it up will make some noise. Do you have any of the grease left from when you were in the when you at the doll place? I mean, there's a whole bunch of grease there or something, right?
Now that I remember, I don't have any grease, no. I have something that might work. Not sure if it's a good idea.
Doc gave me some medical lubricant, although I don't think...
That's not medical lubricant. Are you sure he was a doctor? I'm not convinced that doctor means what you think it means. It's not like playing doctor. That's something else. Alright. I will try to break the lock. Alright. Assuming I can't try to, like, pick...
Wait, hold on. Let's see if it's just open. Let's see if it's unlocked first.
No, we did that.
Yeah, it's rusted shut. It must be forced open somehow.
Like, probably not even a matter of it being locked. It just is rusted closed. Is this like, what, strength times 5 or something?
Yeah.
No.
I'll try.
No.
41.
You get it.
I do?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Just go.
I feel like I do, because my strength is 3.
You look up, you see 5 stories of winding staircase winding around the whole tower.
Right. Before we head in, I'm going to try the old listen check, see if I can hear anybody coming over. I make it, actually. See if that sound alerted anybody.
You don't ever hear it in your phone.
Okay. It's all going. Does it move a bit easier now that it's been pried once?
Yes.
Okay. Try and pull it close.
Okay. You managed to make it look kind of like what it was before.
Right. Let's head up.
Make your way up the floors. The wooden staircases look kind of old. They don't creak though, so that's
Where's What skill is it to identify shoddy workmanship? Does mechanical repair work?
No.
Spot hidden?
No.
What skill would it be?
Carpentry maybe?
It's not a skill. I don't see that anywhere. I see craft. Yeah, it's not a skill on here. It's not a base skill, at least.
Natural history?
What is it with you and that skill?
No!
It's been 2 months. Let it go.
Hey, I could have said accounting.
I would have rolled archaeology. No.
I'm kind of surprised architecture's not on here.
Yeah, I think there was a point somewhere where there was an architecture check, but it's not on the base skill list. It's probably like one of those skills that you don't get a base rating in.
Alright then.
You reach the landing on the 5th floor without any problems.
Except for regretting missing leg day.
On the landing, there's a small set of wooden stairs going up and a trap door up top.
Right. I'll head up that way.
The trap door itself is locked with a small old padlock. Kind of looks like it could just be pulled off.
Oh, one!
Oh yeah!
Lockpick.
You grab the lock, give it a
Yes!
light tug, and just the upper loop of the padlock just twangs off.
Oh, like the pins are worn out, so it doesn't actually lock properly. It just like pops off.
So if only you knew the crisis you averted. And you make your way into the actual...
Is it you try to open it, it falls off, falls down the stairs, and makes a huge loud noise? Can't imagine it makes more noise than the door.
Or everyone takes a tumble backward down each floor of the stairs, rolling to make sure you stop.
Oh, like you try to yank it off, but it just comes off immediately. You go, oh, Cthulhu hazards. You range so delightfully between hilariously mundane and horribly terrifying.
And sometimes whimsically slapsticky.
Yep.
Anyway, you reach yourself... You get into the room itself where the actual clockwork mechanisms are. On the back far wall, you actually see where the clock itself would be on the outside of the clock tower, with a lot of gears and pins and framework behind it. You also see a bunch of pulleys, levers, cogs, all over and above you.
Okay, before doing anything, let's survey the area and make sure no one is going to be able to sneak up on us.
Okay.
The only entrance you see, well, is the trapdoor. However, there are two door-like exits.
That the statues go after.
Yeah. That
It's like in the face.
Yes.
Okay. Can I put something heavy on the trapdoor?
Sure.
Just like pull something over it.
You find a rusty old box of tools.
Okay.
Just put that in there.
Something heavy enough to at least impede someone opening it, but not heavy enough that I can't kick it out of the way quickly.
And what you find, all in the room, are these statues. Pressure size.
Right.
I'm gonna make, because they're connected to like mechanisms and stuff, right? Can I make mechanical repair to try and make sure that they're not like about to move and catch and keep my arm in a gear or something when I go near them? Like try and spot hazards in the clockwork. 99. Oh, I'm losing a finger.
You walk over to one of the statues and you slam your head against an overhanging gear.
All right, I think this one should be safe. Crunch. Ah!
Do you want me to try?
Yes, by all means, you play with the things.
Nope.
I'm giving myself a point of damage.
The 8 statues line the room, all connected to the same track. Would you like to begin your investigation on which one has the leg?
You have suspicions that it's a soldier, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so Sam, choose for that one first.
I'm thinking the soldier. Why don't you go touch it first? Ow.
Alright.
Make an idea roll.
Yes, I got a 3.
Specific detail.
Oh yes, here it is. If you touch the soldier, it explodes.
A lot of the statues, these lower half of them that have covered legs, are actually solid pieces. There are only 3 statues that actually have uncovered legs. That would be the Turk, the condottiere, the soldier under the sword, and the rustic glass.
Lad, you mean?
Nope, rustic glass.
So the lad has a dress. Or something covering its legs.
Yeah.
Alright. Maybe it's an apron or something.
Well, three of them, and there's 3 of us, so we each check.
I think it still makes more sense to check them one at a time.
Alright.
Start with the soldier.
Alright, now head over to the soldier with a hammer and chisel. We'll go up to each of their legs, go.
You scratch away some of the paint and stone from the soldier, and you just see stone.
On both the legs?
Yes.
And then break?
There is no break.
So
No,
it's not
he's
breaking.
hitting them with a chisel to see if they crack.
Oh yeah.
Like
Some of
something
the
that isn't
stone
magical
paint comes
statue.
off from the chisel. They do crack.
Okay.
Alright. Alright, it's not soldier.
Alright.
Let's try the lad.
Try the Turk.
The Turk? Alright, the Turk.
Constantinople.
Yep. Put it up against the leg. Bring your hammer down. A small bit of paint comes off, and then it gets stuck.
Well, I think we found it.
Don't take the chisel. Let's see what it is.
Alright, take the chisel out.
In fact, a little bit of it doesn't look like stone. It actually looks like a layer of wax that's been chipped off. Plaster, I mean. And inside, you see the same porcelain material.
Yeah.
Sedefkar Simulacrum.
Okay, we found it.
Take its leg off.
Alright, so who has the saw?
I have a hammer and chisel. You don't saw a stone. You chisel at the top. Did you get it?
Alright.
Okay. And as you're doing this,
Stop every couple of minutes, just listen. See if we hear anybody coming to investigate.
all you hear is the ticking of the great clock. And as you're chipping away
Wait,
some
what
of the
time is it?
stones,
Yeah.
it rings.
Alright. This is gonna hurt my ears.
So roll a listen and hope you fail?
With a quarter of the hour reached, gears turn, and it all grinds into motion. The Turk springs forward, brandishing his trusty scimitar. The doors swing open. Everyone's roll spot hidden.
I make it.
Yes.
You actually see a figure out there in the darkness, and then it's gone.
Figure outside.
Yeah, on the tracks.
Well, Constantinople guy is still not taken care of, right? It's like half done or something.
Yeah. We don't have a leg yet.
We don't have to like yet.
Oh wait, sorry, 1 second. The Turk swings out onto the track, as well as the lion.
I think it's...
Yeah, the winged lion is paired to the Turk. They make their motions, the ringing stops, and they come back.
Is the leg still there?
The leg is still there.
Yeah, I was about to say it's the leg, because that would suck. Alright. So, back to stealing that leg while I go investigate that door and see if I can figure out where that guy went. I'm doing something stupid.
How about you bring someone along?
Fine, I'll bring the guy who has an actual gun.
You know what? That thing's not going anywhere. How about we stay together?
What? The
I don't
guy,
want to be left
the
alone.
guy who's a human being, he is going somewhere. He has autonomous movement and free will. He's not necessarily still going to be there in a minute. The guy on the tracks was a guy standing on the tower outside.
Alright, just hope no one sneaks up on me while I'm all alone.
Well, use your, 94 in spot hidden?
93.
Yeah. Somehow I don't think much is getting past your attention.
So you break off the leg. The two of you manage to open up the little doors and look out. You don't see anything from outside, although you start to hear the grinding of gears behind you.
Alright, get out of the way.
I'm going to take the leg, lodge it between the gears, so they have time to get out of the way.
I love this minor detail of it, that it's indestructible. Never give PCs anything that's indestructible. They will abuse the shit-loving hell out of that. Wait, it's impossible to destroy? Alright, I locked the door with it. Alright, I jam it in here. Alright, I stopped the car with it. I tied my bicycle to it.
At that moment, all of the statues come alive.
Cool.
Make a sound check.
Call that. Is there a bonus for having totally called that? Ot 7. Incidentally, I believe that is an impact.
Do you have to get above or below?
Under your...
Under. Always under.
Alright.
The only thing where it's over is checking skills at the end of the session.
No, right. I was looking at my base sanity that it started with. No,
If you
I'm
cast, you only lose 1 point of sanity.
If I impaled it and totally called it, do I lose down? I suppose no, because
I'm already
I
giving
suppose
the
no, because it's still scary.
I'm giving people less points than I'm supposed to give you for succeeding, so be happy on
Okay.
that.
I just like the idea that all of them come alive and I totally called that.
Because what you notice by passing your sand check is that they don't come alive. By putting the Turk off its rails and breaking the leg,
Oh, you
have
changed the
set in
mechanism.
motion a chain reaction where all the levers are off place, gears are grinding and falling apart, the entire tower is shaking, and all of the statues have now been set into motion.
Booking it time.
Oh yeah, let's get the leg.
Well, actually, you know I'll have to roll dodge, as death swings at you with the scythe, the winged lion bats a paw, and the soldier swings his sword.
I don't make it.
96.
If you fail, you take 1d6.
I take 2.
Ow. I take what?
1d6 if you fail.
Full damage.
So how much damage do you take before you go unconscious?
If you take more than half your health in a single shot,
Half your current health.
More than half?
Yeah.
half
Okay,
or
what if
more.
it's exactly half?
I think it's half or more of your current health in a single shot.
Okay. That
You have to
pod
roll
knocked me
a-
unconscious.
No, you have to roll.
You have to roll.
Oh,
You
roll.
roll con times 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
11 times 5. 76.
You fail.
You see Mr. Moneybags here get hit by the statue and knocked unconscious. The room is full of noise. The whole thing is shaking. A gear flies off, goes along the track, actually goes through the door out of the clock tower, tumbling down 5 stories.
Yeah, we're gonna need to run now.
Yeah.
You grab his legs, I grab the torso.
Sure.
You guys,
You grab the leg.
I'm unconscious.
No, we
but
pick
I
him
have
up
a
and we
light
just
grip.
put it on top of him.
Yeah, he grabs
Use
the
him
leg.
like a palanquin.
you guys make your way down floor after floor as bits of the tower are falling down through the middle of the tower. The bells are still ringing. The whole city is hearing this.
Yep.
Yeah, make your way down to the first floor, out of the door, towards the gate. The caretaker is coming out from the other side.
Do you have your pistol?
Yes.
Fire in the air.
Caretaker
Not-
books it away.
Yeah, I don't want him getting a good look at us.
He looks like 80, so
Yeah, he was going, hey, who's that? Hoot! Not paid enough for this.
make your way out of the gate. And then, over down the alleyway, you actually see what looks like a mob of people.
Are they wearing black shirts?
1 or 2 of them, yes.
Yeah, we're running the other way.
So, you guys need to grab your things and get out of town. To the station. So, tell me again where you put the rest of the simulacrum.
It's in a suitcase in the hotel room. So we have to swing by there.
So the bells are still ringing in the distance. In fact, you hear a great crumbling.
Well, on the plus side, people are going to be going that way.
Luckily, you aren't being followed.
You roll spot hit.
Yes.
When do I wake up? If I wake
I
up.
make it.
There's a car following you.
Alright. Can I see a driver?
Yes.
Is he wearing a black shirt?
Yes.
Is it the head honcho guy?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Can I shoot him?
Don't even worry about what I'm looking up, you two.
I'm asking you guys. I'm still high on morphine. Should I shoot this guy or not?
Tire.
Okay.
Probably like a handgun check with a penalty.
28 out of 62.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you make that.
Yeah.
The car screeches, hits a curb, hits a fire hydrant, and stops.
Yeah.
You guys are able to jump in a cab or something and make your way back to your hotel. When you get to your hotel, you see another car similar to the one that was following you, and it's empty.
Is it driving?
It's parked.
Okay.
Normally, it is empty. In fact, the keys are still in the ignition.
Should we steal this car?
Mechanical repair. Is this car wired to explode? Nah, failed.
It doesn't look like a fire to explode.
Are these guys still
I got 50
lugging
out
me
of
around?
20.
I'd like to say if you don't need this car, you're in front of your hotel right now.
Well, the point is that this is probably going to be the getaway vehicle if they're just going to be staying in the suitcase. So we're just wait here. Maybe.
Can I rig their car to explode? Wire a gas tank to the engine, something like that?
I'm guessing that's a mechanical roll or something.
Probably.
Well, simulacrum is.
Simulacrum's indestructible. Yeah. I make it.
All right. Mess around with the wires. This thing's set to blow the moment those keys are turned.
Okay.
So we're just gonna run off, hide somewhere, see if someone shows up in the suitcase.
That's actually a decent plan.
There's some benches outside the hotel. We each take a newspaper and
Everyone's panicking in the city right now. I don't think that's gonna work. Just gonna hide behind something.
Nobody comes out.
Alright. After a while, we should probably head in.
An hour passes. Nobody's come out.
Alright, yeah, let's head in.
You make your way up to your hotel room. The door is there.
Any signs of tampering on the door?
You actually see a little splinter on the side of it that looks like it may have been kicked in, but it is currently in the closed position and unlocked. Or at least...
Housekeeping.
No answer!
Worth a shot.
no wait, did someone actually just shout no answer?
No, that was the GM taking the piss. There was no response.
Alright, you're going first. You're the one who looks most like a housekeeper.
That's interesting logic. Alright, I'll stand to the side and open the door like that.
Okay.
Does a gunshot go off?
Nope.
Get around.
You look into the room, and it's a murder scene. There are 6 bodies, all in brown shirts, scattered across the floor.
Cool.
Blood is splattered across the walls, and on one of the hotel beds is a body, laid out like the Vitruvian Man on the bed, covered in a sheet.
Neat. Yeah, I'll pull the sheet off.
You find the parts of the simulacrum that you own arranged where they would be for a human body. And where the other parts would be are the severed limbs of the other remaining corpses in the room. And where the head is
it Rossini or the lady?
it's Rossini.
Okay. I know it's going to be one of them.
Everyone make a sand check.
I make it.
I fail.
I was never told whether or not I'm still unconscious.
You wake up after a couple seconds, actually. Shock, I think, only lasts like a round. It's like being like...
I make it.
1.
Luckily, this isn't the most screwed up thing you've seen so far.
This isn't even the most screwed up thing we've arranged. I saw something not dissimilar to this.
Didn't I make a scene?
Yeah, but we still looked at it.
No, I'm talking about the back in
Did someone
Milan.
prepare a
Yeah, I know. We still looked at it, that's what I meant.
What do you mean?
Well, it's arranged like that. I don't know. Cultists do cultist things.
Are there certain details you're looking for?
I'm pretty sure I wouldn't know any if it would be detailed or mentioned.
Did he just ask to roll a cult? I wasn't paying attention.
You're right, if you're making that kind of guess, you need to roll a code.
I was gonna say, making a cult check. On a success, the answer is yeah, you're pretty sure this has some occult significance. I'm gonna try picking up one of the statue bits.
You pick it up just fine.
Cool. Did I find a suitcase I threw them in before somewhere?
They're around the room.
Okay.
Looks like they have been ripped open.
Curses. Alright. Packing away.
Actually,
Packing
no,
in.
they haven't been ripped open. They've just been opened. And all the rest of the stuff has been thrown around the room as well. The whole place looked like it's been cased.
Alright. What is the role for packing things in an incredible hurry?
I'm just going to say you can do it.
Okay.
One thing you notice, the pieces of the simulacrum don't have a single drop of blood on them. In fact, they look polished.
Yep. Do they look shinier than they did before?
Yes.
Nice.
Even the parts that were touching severed limbs.
Yep. See, you say this like it's something I'm not expecting at this point.
Don't forget that now that you have another piece of the artifact, your knowledge, your idea rolls, and your luck rolls have gone down by 5.
Yeah.
So are we down to 15 or 20 now?
15. We have an arm, a torso, and a leg.
Oh, did we ever find out what happened to the opera singer?
Her voice doesn't work, and she's an old lady.
Oh,
And that was back in Milan.
Yeah.
yeah, it was the session I missed. So.
She lives, but she's, not an opera singer anymore.
So, we...
Well, let's put it this way. You now have 6 corpses in your room, one of them being a government official.
Yep. So I'm gonna head down to the clerk's desk. It's still the middle of the night, right? The hotel registry desk. Is the guy around, or has he gone off to investigate the bells and screaming about that?
He's not around.
Right, I'm gonna sneak into the back room and change the name of who rented this hotel room.
Are you going to say
Adolf. Hitler. So that's why he got kicked out of art school.
It was a postmodernist piece.
What about that guy? The head honcho guy.
He's dead.
He's dead?
Yeah, that was his head on the bed.
Oh.
Yeah.
We could use his name, but that would be kind of dumb. I'm going with Adolf Hitler. I mean...
Well, we're in Italy. I would have gone with Mussolini.
Oh, Hitler's funnier.
Uh-huh.
Because either I averted World War II, or I caused World War II. Either way is interesting.
I now want this to end with you somehow starting World War II.
I think I already have.
Anyway, you now need to get to the station quickly.
Oh yeah.
Well, I know what car we're not using. Incidentally, I'm going to disarm that before we just leave a parked car with an explosion in it.
If it's disarmed, what's stopping us from just using it?
Probably because I irreparably damaged it, considering what I did.
Oh, right.
And, you know, it may not currently be a bomb, but you may not like to drive in a car that was once a bomb.
Formerly a bomb for a while.
And besides, do you really trust his craftsmanship?
Her craftsmanship, please.
Okay, her craftsmanship.
I'll have you know I made artillery shells during the war.
Yeah,
I
you
know
and
my
every
way
other
around
time.
explosives, she gestures with one missing finger. That was from the clock tower. I'm putting down missing a finger.
Alright, so we're heading towards the train station. Are we taking a vehicle?
Sure.
Taxi!
Taxi pulls up. Sir, yep,
Train station, please.
sure. It is a strangely calm taxi ride to the station. You see some cars going the other direction, and some very panicked people in brown shirts going that same way. You can't hear the bells anymore. Some time ago they stopped.
Some special event happening in town?
Oh, things have gotten weird lately. I don't know. Probably tourists. They're always causing trouble.
Oh, yeah.
You manage to get on the train itself, and the train starts to leave Venice. You all gain 1d4 sanity points for regaining another part of the simulacrum.
I gained 4.
I regained the 2 I missed from my... does someone have an eraser I can use? Thanks.
Alright, I'll be right back.
Anyway, it's about a days-long trip by train.
The hobo is asleep.
You are making your way towards the town of Trieste. However it is pronounced. I love that I picked the one campaign with so many different foreign names, I am doomed to screw them all.
And have this turned against you in a delightful way.
Hey, that was amazing!
Clearly what we should do is all pack up and move over there. And act like we were sitting there the whole time.
No, you see, I sit there, he sits there, you...
We all just like rotate one
Yes.
seat over. I'm really tempted.
No. Anyway, a little bit about Trieste. It was founded by the Romans originally as Trieste. The city has a long and sometimes stormy history. The fourth restorations of its walls actually began in 1470. It was a trade rival of Venice, and it placed itself under the protection of the Austrian Emperor in 1382, which led to Austrian possession of the area. It became a major Mediterranean outlet for the Austro-Hungarian Empire.
So it's a port city.
It has a bit of history to it. It is also the middle of winter in Trieste. And the train has been buffeted by snow as it's been making its way here.
Winter is coming. No, wait,
It's here. And no matter where you are on the train, you keep hearing the howling of the wind.
Fuck, was that you? It's a bit south here, isn't it?
What?
Damn it, Aqua.
Not quite, sir. I'm on holiday today. This is the Bahamas for me.
It's like a giant Yeti shaggy guy in like a Hawaiian shirt, shorts, boater hat. He's like, piss off, I'm on vacation. I'll cannibalize you later. Ithaq was one of the Lovecraftian horrors. He's the Wendigo legend of cannibals and yetis and stuff. That's him. All his cultists are cannibals.
Getting fights with Wolverine?
Possibly.
What you do notice as the train pulls up at the station is that not only is the stow incredibly deep, but there's actually railings with chains strung up between all the buildings against the wind. So as you see, people are actually using the chains as guides towards each building.
Alright, Alright, so what horrible things did you do to me while I was gone?
Nothing at all.
Hey. The only thing I did was I drew a couple of lewd pictures on your face while you were asleep. You mentioned the changes I've made to your wardrobe.
In fact, you managed to get yourself a taxi, take all of your luggage towards your hotel.
So what city were you in?
Trieste.
Port City, trade rival of Venice. It's currently the middle of winter. They've had some history with the Austro-Hungarian Empire as trade partners. And it's the middle of winter and there's persistent howling wind all the time. And the buildings have like chains strung between them on the walkway so that people can hold them and pull themselves along against the wind. So it's really bad wind.
Overall, unpleasant place to live.
It's a bit like visiting Calgary, except without helpful chains. So you actually just tumble away into the fields. And then get found sometime in the spring.
You make your way to your hotel. It is quite windy, but you manage to get inside without falling over. It is quite late at night. It's about time for dinner. You can pack in if you want.
It would be nice to do some healing.
How long did the train trip take?
I was kind of fudging the numbers when I say the day.
Has it been a week? Okay. Well, I am going to try and do something though, which is try and first aid myself. I succeed. On my hand.
Alright, what's your first aid skill?
Huh?
What's your first aid skill?
50.
Do you mind giving me that?
I have a first aid skill of 61. Would you prefer if I try to do that? With about 10 I just rolled?
Sure.
Yes.
I first aid myself then with
Regain.
an 11 out of 50.
Regain 1.
2.
So, how fast do you heal?
You heal 1d3 hit points per week, plus an extra d3 if you are convalescing in a hospital during that time. And you can attempt a first aid roll once per, like, on a given wound. You can do one first aid roll to try and heal a d3.
Okay.
Up to the maximum that the wound actually dealt you.
Okay.
Like, what dealt damage to you?
Blind spot?
Yeah. So yeah, you'd get one roll for that.
As you settle down for dinner, you remember the reason why you were here in Trieste. Professor Smith had told you to look for a man by the name of Johann Winkleman, who was supposedly here in Trieste.
Is there a newspaper I can read for tonight?
Yep, there is. There's no mention of the name, though.
Okay. Any special events or anything?
A continuous report about snow getting worse.
The other reason I wanted to know how long the train ride was is reading a book.
I will say there's enough time to study.
Yay! Do I have to make another Italian roll? Or is it just a sand roll?
Just the same.
63, I still make it. Not an impale, but I make it. I'm going to go for the other two where one was pertaining skin, and one was...
Did you already gain the heart spell?
Yeah, that was the one I gained, Stop Heart. Was the newer one, and there were two that were old. One was about the skin, and the other was about something.
Sorry, what are you doing?
None of your business. I'm reading a harmless, innocent book. Don't worry about it. One deals with skin, one deals with moving organs, and then the third one is a bunch of drawings of a heart, yeah. I'm going to go with the first one, the one dealing with skin.
Okay. I don't actually have the details with me now, but I do tell you what it tells you it does.
Okay.
It allows you to modify and enchant parts of your skin to change how it looks.
Cool.
If you are willing to spend power, you can actually make the change permanent.
Yeah.
You can change your what?
None of your business. Like, you don't know I'm doing this. It's irrelevant if you hear this.
Do note that there is a lack of granularity to this. You're only limited to the regions kind of similar to the parts of Simulacrum. There's head, body, and individual bones and legs. So you can't say, I only change the skin on the nose.
Okay. You can just say I changed my head.
Yeah.
It basically changes, like, texture and what it looks like kind of stuff.
So you can draw your finger back?
No. I could make my arm black. That's not helpful. I think it's meant to be like a disguisey spell. Maybe. Maybe make my skin into steel. No.
Remember how the opera singer looked old?
Ah.
It was from this guy.
Weird. Oh, so she's not actually old. She just looks old. Oh man, if I read through this whole thing, I could have fixed her. Now I feel like a dick.
We can fix her on the way back.
Assuming I survive, I can do that on the way home. Which is a huge assumption.
Don't worry, I've been making weekly reports from my friend Ted from Scotland Yard.
I'm still making reports to my editor.
Yeah, nothing to report. Everything's fine.
No, I'm reporting on things like that the clock tower collapsed, that there was an incredible murder scene in a hotel in Venice, the room was rented to an Adolf Hitler. Although, frankly, the penmanship in the book was different from the rest of the hotel penmanship, so I suspect that may have been doctored afterwards.
Oh my god.
I frame Hitler and get Hitler off the hook. But he still loses his position at art school and becomes a bitter, jaded man. You know, because he didn't start out as a bitter, jaded man.
Didn't he get poisoned in the last World War?
Yeah.
The first one.
Yeah. Well, from our perspective, it was the last one. And then he went back to a country that was made of shit. Well, I hope this line isn't too long, or I'm going to be able to get exponentially less bread.
You have two options. You can rest for the night, or venture out into the wind and make your way to a nearby museum.
I think we should come up with a more clever way of hiding the symbol.
Far be it for me to make assumptions, but as far as we know, the guys who tossed our room searched through the whole room to find a thing. So they didn't know in advance we were doing it. And they're all dead now. So it's not like they're going to tell anybody.
And maybe we shouldn't hide it in a hotel.
Yeah, maybe. Does the train station have like those lockers? I don't know why I'm using a character voice while addressing the GM. It's hard to stop once you get started. Does it have like the bus station style lockers where you can put something in a pocket with just like anonymous payment?
Yes.
Also known as the drug stash heaven. That was great. There was a point where they raided a bus station and opened all the lockers, and like fully half of them were like drugs or guns.
So is that going to be for another day, or are you going to do that now?
Probably want to do that now. And let's pick a different locker for each one. Both because I don't think they'll all fit in one. Actually, that might make it harder to get them in a hurry. Security versus speed, which is more important, you guys.
Maybe we should all each go to different areas of the train station and put them in a different locker. And only the one of us will know where each one is.
What if one of us gets shot in the head? I mean, I'm not super averse to the idea, but we would need some sort of backup. Because if one of us dies, chances are we're going to need to leave town in a hurry. Because someone's apparently murdering us. And that's not a time you want to be having to search everyone.
Yeah. Alright, so we hide them then, but we do tell each other each, like they're numbered lockers, right?
Right, but I know this. If any of us gets captured, we claim we did that each of us only knows one of the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, if anyone asks, you know where a torso is. I know where an arm is, and you know where a leg is.
Yeah.
Torso. Torso. You're the heart of the team, you have the heart of the thing.
I'm the leg man.
Yep. You're the leg breaker. You're the guy who has a gun. You're the leg breaker. So you have that, and I'm the guy who's got a damaged hand.
Yeah.
So it works well. See? Easy to remember. Torso.
I'm surprised the
I'm
person with the
continuing
gut
to
shot
look in your
doesn't have
direction.
the
Torso.
Let's not change it now.
In reality, they're all right next to each other. The lockers.
They're probably not that far away from each other, but yeah.
Trust me, the train station is actually non-Euclidean. You actually went to different corners, but it turns out it was all just the other side of the same locker.
It's actually just a single locker. It has 4 doors on it. Which door you open puts it into a different space in an alternate dimension.
So it is officially nighttime now.
Okay.
Have we stashed it?
Yeah. You have now stashed the various parts of the simulacrum of Sedefkar in the train station.
Back to the hotel through the freezing cold.
Yep. Feeling absolutely miserable. There's actually a point where your hand sticks to the chain.
Terrible idea.
And you're just like, ah!
Yeah, I'm seriously going to lose another finger this week. It's a good thing this one's already damaged. Why?
Please, Satan, if you're up there, you owe me one. Anyway, we'll buckle down to sleep.
Yeah.
Everyone roll a percentile and tell me what number you roll.
8.
94.
62.
Okay.
Whatever bad thing it is, it's happening to me. Oh, I wanted to get shot.
What happened to me?
You wake up lethargic. In fact, you actually slept in. You had to be woken up by these two.
Yeah.
You just feel weak. Roll 1d6.
3.
That's how much magic points you've lost.
I'm suddenly very glad I did not get effects. Being the only person in the party who cares about that.
Yeah. Considering you need every point you want. If you want your one awesome kill spell. If you read the book closely, you'll notice I fudged a number or two in it, so it's a little easier to cast.
I think there was some bad. I think there was some bad drugs.
Roll power times 2.
A what?
Power, it's a stat you have.
That's times 2.
Percentile?
Yes.
I failed.
You don't remember having any dreams. The wind has died down a bit, although by Trieste standard it's still really windy. Now you need to look for Winkleman.
Look for what?
Johann Winkleman.
Winkleman.
It's spelled with a W, Winkleman, but it's a German name, so it's Winkleman.
Alright.
Like, you know, they
To the phone book! It's worked every other time.
spend an hour parsing through a local phone book.
I fail on reuse. Damn it.
You don't even find Johann's in here.
Damn it.
99.
There is no W section.
I found it 39 out of 40.
I know what this is. It's because Smith told us, and he told him, and he said Johann Winkleman. So he's the only one who realized this German name. That's actually a W. We're looking in the V's. We're like, there's no one is the.
You actually find the W section. You can't
It's half
find,
of the book.
You can't find his name in it.
Aww. To the historical records of the library.
You know, you can always ask around people in the library.
As per usual policies I have regarding secret missions, don't involve people unless you really have to.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try. We want to try and find it on our own first,
Alright, everyone.
before we go relying on our Italian of 24, which is still impressive considering I've gained 24 in Italian.
I have 40 in Latin.
Nice.
Alright.
Inside the museum, there's a sizable collection of Egyptian, Greek, and Roman texts. It's incredibly dusty, and no one's inside because the librarian's out front shoveling snow, grumbling the whole time.
So we all roll library use?
And what languages are there?
Well, it depends. What are you looking for?
I'm gonna start with newspaper archives, obits. No.
You spend a good hour or two looking through the archives. Just you find nothing. You give up, and something catches your eye out one of the windows. There's actually a fenced-off garden in the back of the library, which granted all the plants are dead. So it looks like a statue.
Kind of statue.
Is there any parts of it that look standing out? I figured one time it's got to be that easy, right?
In fact, this is what it looks like if you go out to investigate.
Oh, Winkleman's tool. Or did you mean to cover up the part of the bottom where it says what that is?
Well, it doesn't matter, because that's the next text you see. It's his name and his date of death, which was in 1768.
Librarian is here pretty often. Maybe we should see if there's any weird injuries at a specific limb. that seems to be occurring.
Does anyone have anything in archaeology?
I have a 2 in archaeology.
You have 2?
You are free to make a roll.
Holy crap. You put a point in that.
Please crit this, it would be beautiful.
No, 23.
You think you may have heard that name before, but you're getting no info.
Would history get any chance?
Possibly.
Oh, there we go. No,
I got history.
too short.
I want to roll history. No. Off by 2.
Well, now I know what to look up in the library, though. Monuments. Famous tombs.
I think idea. Librarian works here, right?
Yep.
Librarian is shoveling snow.
Yep.
If someone goes out there and helps shovel snow, as shitty as it would be,
I was actually just about to do the same thing, yeah.
you get to, learn a little bit about, see if there's any weird things. I mean, pattern suggests that bad things tend to happen wherever there's some item related to that limb. So if the librarian is here consistently,
Yeah. If it is here, he might have some sort of symptom about it, yeah. Alright. Should we draw straws? Should we do odd finger out on who has to shovel snow?
How do we do that?
Okay, it's 1, 2, 3.
No.
You put your hand in and you put out some number of fingers.
Yeah.
Whoever is the odd one out, like either 2 of us do even and 1 does odd, they do it, or 2 do odd and 1 does even, they do it.
use the hand they have all your fingers.
Fine. Thought I could crib it there.
So,
1.
how does this work again?
Stick your hand in and stick out a number of fingers. I'll tell you how it works.
Alright.
1, 2, 3. Okay, you have 2, you have 4, me. Because I did an odd number and you both did even. Okay. I'm shoveling snow.
You go out to help the librarian.
It's the rock, paper, scissors equivalent if you have 3 people.
Okay. You actually see another shovel, which you can pick up and start helping.
Oh, I thought she's carrying her own shovel.
I don't know if I still have that. I keep getting one, but I keep having to return them. No, this is yet another shovel for me. This is the 3rd love of my life. I have a skill in shovel. Shall I roll shovel?
I think this counts.
Dear, God gave me a gift. I shovel well. I shovel
Shovel real well.
Then you make that shovel roll.
No, this is sadness. I don't understand this using it on the ground rather than faces thing. It's strange.
You actually have this urge to beat him over the head with it for a second. You managed to help clear out some of the snow. You also notice that the reason why he's having so much difficulty and why he's grumbling is that he doesn't have a left arm. The left sleeve of his jacket has been folded up and sewn, and he kind of has the shovel up against his shoulder and shoveling it with his other arm.
Yeah, that's gotta suck.
Busted a limb in the war.
I am actually going to say, I'm going to try the persuasive, friendly approach and just say, apologies about his arm. My husband also lost an arm in the war. And I'm just going to, I'm going to see if he, contradicts where he lost it. He's like, oh no, this was from something else.
He just mumbles something about the war. Roll psychology.
Sure. Holy hell, I made a psychology roll. Dear God,
What a
that's
check.
38 out of 74. I give a fuck.
He actually makes some bold-faced lie about a mortar, and you actually know a bit of history that kind of mortar didn't exist at that time.
Yeah.
So he doesn't know he's been caught, but he was lying. In fact, well, spot hidden.
I make it 80 out of 88.
Okay. In that folded up sewn sleeve,
Yeah?
wiggles.
Oh. Interesting. Very interesting.
So while this is going on, can I go raid a
Sorry, what
While
did
this is going on, how about we go raid a tomb?
It's
It's in the middle of a garden, right? It's a walled-off garden or something, right?
I just don't know if it can actually open. Yeah, it's not meant to be open.
And B. Oh, dang.
Ah, so it's not meant to be open, so there's nothing in there.
Like metagame speak, there's nothing.
Except for horrible consequences.
There's always horrible consequences.
Alright.
So what are you doing as she's shoveling snow. You're free to make another library check or some kind of investigation.
94.
What does it say on the tomb?
Johann Winkleman. And then it lists off the date in Roman numerals of his birth and death.
Alright, I'm going to look at the library, but I'm going to look for that specific date on his death.
Roll library check.
I get it. No, I don't. No, I don't. No.
You don't get a 40 on library use?
I only have 36 on it.
Oh, wow.
I guess this means I don't find a specific thing.
You do realize an interesting detail just about the dates? That was over 100 years ago.
And we were supposed to meet this person?
Yeah. Apparently, Smith sent you to look for a man who died 100 years ago.
He didn't tell us to meet him. He just said, look for a man named Johann Winkleman. He's still there. He's just dead.
Yeah.
Also, I'm back. What did I miss?
I looked at
They
his tomb
failed the
and
library
saw
check.
the dates.
Is it a check I could try? No, I'm shoveling
Check
snow.
to look into Johann. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm busy shoveling snow, so.
It's I checked on the tomb and saw the date of his death.
Yeah,
So I looked at
1716.
so I looked at his at the library, go to newspaper specifically of that date. But then I realized that that's over 100 years ago.
Yeah. When I get back in from shoveling snow, I will tell them about a guy I've been missing. It's right arm?
Which arm do we have? Right or left?
Left, I think. It's gonna make me go through my old cabinet book. Could you just tell me on the basis that we've been carrying it for the last 3 weeks?
I can't remember which limb.
Doesn't it say?
This man's specific thing is his left arm.
You got a lot less pages than he does. It's like you can just flip back and see which the simulacrum.
Left arm is the one we have.
Okay. Alright. So he's
That was easy.
missing
It was
his left
literally the first
arm,
page of this book.
and we have the left arm. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not
So
unrelated.
it's not that.
It's still suspicious.
His missing arm is entirely unrelated. Also, his stump moves and wiggles. So either he's just tucked his arm up under there and those are his fingers. He's faking it. Or, I don't know. Or he has crazy snake hands. It could be crazy snake hands. I mean, I'm going to be honest.
I can't believe I missed that spell. And I've looked through that book like 6 times.
Turns your arms into snakes.
That feels like something I would always notice. There's 12 spells in there that are fucking useless.
Only 12?
Well, okay.
There's a lot of
I
spells that
specifically
are pretty
mean the
useless.
god contacting spells.
Yeah, they're super useless. Right. If I get back in from shoveling snow, I'm going to look for just a history book about significant events in Trieste for 1768. See if there's anything in there. Damn it! Damn you, library, you suck.
34 out of 36.
Well, he finds one.
The librarian does come in. Thanks to your help, all the shoveling has been done.
Does he stretch out 2 arms like you just did? That'd be hilarious.
He stretches out one.
He was just faking it just to get me to help shovel.
Works every time.
Half the time, it works every time.
And he's like, how can I help you three?
I noticed that statue in the back there.
Oh yeah, Mr. Winkleman, he's kind of a local hero now. He was an archaeologist a long time ago. In fact, my family's actually looking after some of his records. We actually have some of his journals.
Cool. What was he a hero for?
He's been doing archaeological research around the world. It's such a shame that he died here. I think he was looking for something. Granted, none of us really know. There's... I mean, if any of you know anybody with knowledge in translation, I could lend you out his journal, because so far we haven't had any chance of translating.
What language is it in?
Well,
Please say English. It would be the funniest thing in the world.
no, I mean,
It's an obscure dialect of English from New Jersey. It's Bostonian English. We don't understand it.
It's Ebonics.
Leet speak.
Excuse me, ma'am, I speak jive.
Yes.
Well, it's not just that, but my theory is that he's written it in a code.
Well, I was a Japanese code breaker in the war.
Oh, you were? Wonderful then. Wait a moment, and I'll get this to you.
Did you just pull that out of your ass?
Yes.
That's a pretty good lie. Except for the part where you said a Japanese code breaker during World War I.
I had no idea.
That's just like Japanese, wrong war, dude.
Yeah, it's like when we fought the Nazis in World War I.
Yeah, we kicked their asses all the way back to Africa?
Yeah,
Africa, right?
it was Africa.
Yeah, pretty sure that's how that works.
And nobody signed treaties.
Exactly.
Treaties are for wimps. We did that in the Second War. It's like Treaty of Verses. Yeah, that's what they call Treaty of Verses.
It was about like opposition and stuff.
Yeah. So they would never verse us again. And Poland. We formed Poland.
We invented Poland. Apologies to Poland.
History spoken by somebody with no history.
Have you ever seen this YouTube channel called
Drunk
History?
Yes. Mr. Tremona, that's his name after he introduced himself, actually walks out to one of the nearby buildings and comes back with another man who actually has crutches. You see he's missing his left leg.
Is that the leg we don't have?
You have... Yeah, I think it's the right thing you have. It's been a while! We're all in this at the...
What do you mean it's been a while? That's the one we just got.
5 minutes is a long time for my attention. Anyway, they hand you this old, yellow, dusty-ass journal. In fact, you can see that on the front of the letter, there was a fine script that looks like it said Johann Winkleman, but it's faded with such time that you can see the imprint of where the ink used to be.
I didn't write down what layer it was. I don't think we were ever told. Weird.
I will clarify that immediately.
Yeah, I think it was because I looked at where I wrote the dollmaker shop notes, and yeah, I think you just said prosthetic leg.
You have the left leg.
Okay.
So it's not that one.
Not every physical ailment is caused by the artifact. There will be times where it is. Not this time.
It helps if you just think that we have the left side of the body.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turns out everyone has head colds. Alrighty, so I guess I flipped through the code book.
Sorry, there's quite a lot of detail that I was translated. 1 second. When you start looking at it in private, it may not be in code. It's definitely Greek letters.
Definitely what?
It definitely uses the Greek alphabet.
Okay.
So if you attempt to roll in Greek, you may get some info out of it, or at least try to understand.
Boy, I sure am glad I put all those points in Greek.
I have Latin, not Greek.
Yeah, no. Nope.
What's the base?
1.
No.
Hot 9, close, but no cigar.
I'll say you could spend some time in the library investigating.
Hey, does anyone in here speak Greek?
It's all Greek to me, man.
Maybe we should invest in a Greek phrase book.
The man missing the leg says that if you give me about a day and a half, well, okay, sorry, let me rephrase this. If it actually is connected to language, I am a language scholar. If you give me some clue on how this can be, I can get you a pretty fast translation in about a day and a half. I need to know where to start.
Psychology. I give a fuck about that. Is he unusually interested in getting his hands on that book in a I'm occultisty kind of way, and I want to find the leg before you pricks do? Find the whatever before we do.
Yeah, he seems really eager.
Also, spot hidden, I make it again. Does his leg have a similar twitchy thing going on? Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny, they've had this thing for a while, and yet they haven't given the answer.
Maybe there's
Yes,
something.
I figured out what the language it is. It's Russian.
Really?
Yes.
It's Russian in a Greek alphabet.
I could give a shot with this. You do know that the translation will be sketchy. Don't worry, keep that version of the journal. I have made a copy. Just please don't let this one get damaged. This is the actual journal. It is practically a family heirloom at this point.
I'll be taking good care of that one.
What kind of check is it to see if this book he has is fake and he's already switched them?
Spot hidden.
I make it.
This is the actual book. It needs to be stupid.
Very sketchy.
Or his version of the copy is just like sheets of paper with it all written down.
Very sketchy.
But you are free to leave with the book and try to do your own translation, or trying to speak to other people who may know some of it. There may have been some residents who were also on the train who you could speak to.
Sure. Why the hell would they just give it to a random stranger, a valuable piece of history?
Now that we're out of earshot. Because they're not the real staff. I don't think they're really librarians, guys. I point out that I saw weird wriggling on both of their stumps. And that the shovelly guy was lying about how he lost his arm.
So, what does this mean? Are we killing them?
I'm not sure, honestly. I don't know why they would have let us take the book if they are cultists. Maybe they just think they can kill us if we find out something.
It means I'm gonna get to shoot them with my gun.
You know, you've gotten very different since you were got shot.
What are you talking about? I'm exactly the same. You remember me from the dream sequence, right?
Little, yeah.
This is just a natural progression for my character.
Said every Cthulhu player ever.
Alright, so it's in the Greek alphabet. You know what would be hilarious? If that's actually the code. It's Russian in a Greek alphabet.
Just by random guess, we accidentally solve their problems.
Well, was there any Greek guests on the train that I might have bumped elbows with?
There's a lot of people you met on the train. Try rolling luck to see if you remember actually talking to anybody.
Can we all do this? Or just him?
Everyone who's been on the train.
Minus 15%.
Hot 8.
I don't make it.
34, I make it, out of 50.
You actually remember talking to that golfer from Boston?
Yes.
Yes.
I was so hoping you would be the giant asshole.
You actually remember that it was the one part of his university course he was complaining about, was that he had to memorize Greek. It was something his parents always wanted to do, and because they were paying it for him,
Well then, this is going to be interesting. I wonder if he even remembers any of it.
Let's go find him.
Yeah. Agnes, you were his friend on the train, right?
Yeah. Sure. Let's go have a chat with him. See if I can track him down.
you actually find him in the local bar.
That's not a sprut. It's the first place I looked.
He's got his golf clubs on the stool beside him. Although it's cold, he's still dressed for golf.
What was his name again? Was it Jonathan?
It was Shooter.
Yeah, I think it was Shooter or something. It was Shooter. Hey, Shooter!
Hey, you three.
Hey!
Long time no see.
Oh yeah! I didn't know you were here.
How was Venice?
Pretty good until everything started going to hell and people
The place
started
smelled
getting
like
shot.
shit, though.
Oh yeah.
People there? Ugh, ignorant.
Oh yeah.
They should be more like us Americans.
Spent an hour trying to find somebody who could make a decent. I'm not even gonna make a chowder joke. It's tempting, but I'm above that.
One of those Venetians gave me this interesting puzzle book. Apparently it's full of riddles and codes and something. I was wondering if you might want to take a look at this.
I was never really much of an academic, but
You said you were studying Greek, right?
well,
Because you were being forced to.
yeah.
Well, how would you like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to actually use something you learned in school?
If you're gonna sell me something, buy me a drink first, and I'll look this over.
I'll be happy to buy you a drink, but I'm not selling anything. Any idea what this says? Just toss it on the book, on the desk.
Whoa. Yeah, wow, this is really hard shit to read. He actually stops drinking his drink and actually seems to take a legitimate interest in the
My
book.
God. Time stood still. The old ones have already awoken. We've already lost. This is the end. Are we playing the final revelation? Did you switch which module we're playing?
It's like, yeah, I learned this exact stuff in school. In fact, my teacher would throw this as a prank to us. It's Greek. It is very old Greek.
Oh yeah.
Like it's old Greek that Greek people call this old.
Ancient Greek. Always fun.
Although not quite ancient. My teacher made a point of that for some reason.
Mid-ancient Greek.
But I think I can put this together. Mr. Winkleman.
Yeah.
What a weird name.
Yeah. It's misspelled too. It's supposed to be Winkleman.
There's probably gonna be a lot of typos in this.
Oh yeah.
He takes out
I'm
small.
playing to my audience once.
He takes out those little notepads specifically for keeping score of how many points it takes, and a little like golf pencil.
He's like doing a translation with a golf pencil. That's just murder.
Okay. Stone. Flat thing. Tablet. Yeah. Tablet of. I have no idea what that means. The tablet is correct, or is right, I think. And I travel to Regensburg. Yeah, maybe this isn't as old as I thought. And speaking with things, people. So I'm trying to get these words right. It's the word for thing, but it's also the word for people. Okay, so I have traveled to Regensburg and spoken with thing people. They compelled me to bring amulets? Amulet. Compelled me to carry an amulet to enclave near Trieste in Austria. I know that word. Warned not approach without amulet, lest I be dismantled. No, destroyed. Don't go without the amulet unless you'll be destroyed. They need amulets for some plan.
If he's casting Scorching Ray, I'm sure we'll work it out.
Dark plan of their own. Fearful it will aid them in releasing a frozen prison. Okay, that one was dated the 3rd of May. This was...
Sorry, what was it? Need amulet for their dark plan to release something?
Yeah, they want me to give them the amulet and to not go without the amulet.
So they compelled him to carry it and then wanted it back, kind of?
To bring it to them.
Okay.
You know, this is some really terrifying stuff I'm reading. What do you guys got going on here? Don't worry about it. Here,
Oh, no, if he asks that question, my answer is just going to be, I think it's a fiction work.
I found it.
15th of May. I curse those beasts, and I curse myself for ever seeking them. Night after night, the dreams return, and I get no peace. I do not know how to go on. The art, which has been my life, is dross, and my fellows put painted and the people around me are but painted masks on grinning skulls. And I wear my mask too, and talk of art. But beauty is gone from the world, and my words are ash in the wind. Kind of weird, ew. June 1st. You want me to keep translating this, guys?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do we have
it's
an
one
audience?
of those fiction works. Have you ever heard of the works of this guy H.P. Lovecraft?
I can
No,
only
I
imagine
wasn't much of a reader.
that there's an audience that's sort of, slowly forming around, thinking this is fiction, and they're enthralled in this.
I don't know. Spot hidden. Is anyone, or psychology, either of those skills, is anyone paying an unusual amount of attention to this reading?
Oh yeah, the bartender is.
Alright.
Is he missing a limb? A wiggling limb?
No, he's not missing a limb.
He's missing his head. Is his torso unusually spongy?
No.
It'd be great if he was just a head and limbs. No torso. Well, hello there, Mr. Watt. How do you do?
June 1st. Arrived safely in Trieste. The dreams that have haunted me since Regensburg continue to lessen, but I fear I shall never recover. My only hope is that after I have handed on the amulet, the dreams will altogether cease. June 2nd. Met a native, Arcangeli, a handsome fellow who promises some diversion. More importantly, though, certain signs and words he gives me leads me to believe that he knows of those entities. He can guide me to their lair.
Hey, Mr. Doe, as soon as that bartender goes into the back end, do you mind stabbing him for me?
This is what I love about Cthulhu. You don't need a sanity mechanic. Players will develop their own insanities and start doing crazy shit. That guy who's paying attention to us reading this book, we have to kill him. Like, I don't know why they bother with a sanity score. It happens on its own.
Are you sure?
I got a bad feeling about that guy.
What you gonna do about it?
I don't think my sanity is low enough.
If you don't go to stab him, I'm going to go and shoot him. And I think the gunshot's going to be a lot louder.
Shooter continues. June 3rd. The dreams have returned. I realize I cannot trust Arcangeli. He has asked to see the amulet as a sign of my appointment as courier. But his manner is sly, and I suspect that he would prefer to carry the amulet himself. I have stalled him. But without his help, I cannot reach them. Unless I do that dreadful... I don't know what these words are. Dreadful something.
Is it like a huge mismatch of letters like Cthulhu or Patagon?
No, it's Greek, I think. June 5th. In my despair, I weakened and made the ritual, and spoke with the thing that came, and learned from whence it came. I am sick. June 6th. I managed to give that rogue Arcangeli the slip, and have hidden the amulet. I am certain now that he intends to steal it. I am certain that he intends to steal it as I came on him searching my room. I shall have to wait until I am no longer watched, and make my own way to the caverns at Postumia to deliver the amulet. June 7th. Arcangeli continues to plague me, and I cannot recover the amulet without his notice. I have discovered that he, along with other members of the local cult which serve those beasts, attempt to steal every arcane or occult item which passes this way, and make those items offerings to please them. I fear that they will find the amulet, denying me the opportunity to fulfill my appointed duty, and that these dreams will never cease.
So, yeah, apparently I'm going to be sneaking into the back.
Okay. Is that all of it?
Yes. Okay. Shooter looks at the pages. There's some diagrams on the later pages.
Sure, I'll take a look at them.
From what little you know of magic, these things are infinitely more complex than the things you've been studying. You're guessing it would take you actual in-game months to study this. And it might be that communication spire Key had referenced.
Well, thank you. That's certainly been entertaining.
It was really weird.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, here, let's get you nice and loaded so you can...
You just buy him 4 more drinks.
There, now go to bed and you won't have to think about all these awful things anymore.
This reminds me of my initiation into the frat. It was Alpha, Alpha, Alpha. That was a good place.
Of course it was.
So, sneak roll into the back, following the bartender.
Yeah, the bartender went in the back.
26 out of 93.
Okay.
No,
You-
66.
You sneak into the back as he's connecting one keg. He's removing an empty keg and replacing the normal one, full one.
I'm gonna go hide somewhere and watch him.
Okay.
18 out of 96.
Okay, you hide there. He goes back to the front counter. And with that, with the party split, we're gonna end for today. Bartender goes up to the front. Hey, where's the other one?
He had to go outside. I think he had too many.
Leave Lizzie. Alright, anyway. Now, with the benefit of the recorder now active, I can say this for the glory of everyone listening. Why are you dressed like Ponyboy?
That was
You've got like greased back hair, the black jacket. You look like a greaser. When I saw you through the window, I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, I have to make a joke about that. Wait, I should wait till the recorder's on before I make that joke.
This was unfortunately completely unintentional.
Whatever you say, Golden Boy.
Stay gold, Pony Boy. Stay gold.
Hey, I like it.
Trust me, the train station is actually non-Euclidean. You actually went to different corners, but it turns out it was all just the other side of the same locker.
It's actually just a single locker. It has 4 doors on it. Which door you open puts it into a different space in an alternate dimension. That should be a magic item in a D&D game. It looks like a treasure chest, but it has a lid on every side of it, and each of them opens to a different box.
There was actually something like that at the SCP archive,
Oh yeah.
where every combination you put into the vault gave you a thing. But there was also an artifact in 3.5. There was like a cube, and every side of it would take you to a different plane. Cool. Which kind of posed the problem of, how do you pick this thing up without accidentally teleporting somewhere?
You don't. You use Mage Hand. Common folk aren't supposed to touch it.
You grab him by the corners.
Okay. Everyone gets a free check.
Should I put it in archaeology?
I'm so tempted.
I wouldn't suggest it.
I'm so tempted to put it in either accounting or natural history. It's just I know it's going to come up at some point.
More for handgun.
Nice.
Lockpick went up.
And then next week, I'll most likely try to discuss it with you guys online over email, as well as working it out in a session itself. But helping teach you all the rules for 7th edition, as well as upgrading your characters to fit for the new system. It's not that hard. Basically, one thing that you're doing right off the bat is taking your main stats, timesing them by 5 or something. I'll have to go back and check, because education is different. Because if you follow that rule, you end up with a number above 100. They have a little system to fix that. And some skills have ceased to exist. So if you have points in them, you start gaining a pool of points you can then re-spend into new skills. And some skills have actually merged together. In fact, if I'm correct, rifle and handgun have actually become one skill. I mean, no, rifle and shotgun, sorry.
Makes sense.
Oh. So I'm suddenly going to be having some skill in shotgun then.
Also, there's a main combat skill called Brawl, which is any hand-to-hand fighting.
Thank God.
So things like headbutt, kick, punch, that's all now one skill.
Thank Christ.
So much for my future character being dive kick.
It's all dive kicks.